Can we talk about the biggest game of your career so far, the Champions League final? Do you have fond memories of the fact that this guy that got released by Man City ended up at Barnsley almost quitting the game, got to a Champions League final? Or do you not like revisiting it because you didn't win?
Oh, of course, I'm disappointed that we didn't win it, but I'm just really proud of the way my journey's gone, if I'm honest with you, from what you just mentioned then to a Champions League final. I never thought for 1 second I'll be playing in a Champions League final. So to reach it the way that we did reach it, it was always a special moment, but, you know, I think the first 5 minutes killed the game really in that final. When
you think back to that run to the final, what is the moment that springs to mind for you?
I think... there's so many. I think, if being honest with you, I think the City game, when I think it was Raz who scored in the last second, and then he was offside. Then Llorente scored, but then obviously the Ajax when we was 3-0 down with 40 minutes to go, and Lucas scores his hat-trick. So,
but what's been said at half-time in that game, Kieran?
I think there was fireworks going off there, to be honest with you. H said a few words, the manager did. And again, I don't even know, to be honest with you. It was just crazy, that last 35 minutes or something. It was just having that belief, you know, got nothing to lose now. We're 3-0 down. Yeah, if we get one, try and get another, and then get another. It's easy saying that, but...
Could you remember the messages in there at half-time? Like, what were they saying? Because it's all very ranting and raving, play better, but that's not helpful in those moments, is it?
No, I can remember, I don't think Harry will mind me saying this, but I've not seen Harry go mad really in his career, but he really wasn't happy because I think because he weren't playing as well because he was injured at the time, and he weren't happy, but he didn't say anything in a negative way. It was all positive, but just seeing him, me personally, just seeing him and, you know, how he dealt with it and the way he spoke to certain players in a good way, of course. Yeah, I think that helped me a little bit.
In what way?
Just being positive, just, you know, got nothing to lose now. Just go out there and just, try and get one goal and then, you know, try and get another. But yeah, he's a really positive minded player, H.
I think there's two interesting things there. The first one is that he's injured, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be very easy for him in that moment not to be a leader and go, well, I'm injured, so I'm just going to step back and not get involved in this because this is going to be a disaster. We're going to lose this 5-0 and it won't involve me. You know, self-preservation. Yeah. That's the first thing. He chose not to do that. The second thing is, like you said, I've very rarely seen him act like this. Choosing your moments to deliver hard truths to people is one of the key tenets to true high performance and true leadership. And it feels like, of course he won't mind you saying this because this is a guy that got it right in the moment when it really mattered, you know?
And he's a leader, and anything that comes, you know, that he speaks or comes out of his mouth, you listen. You know, he's one of those characters where he's so an important player for club and country, and I've been lucky enough to represent that with him. So everything that he says, you just listen, and you always get a positive reaction from what he says, because Harry is, you know, sometimes quiet and stuff, you know, but when he does speak, you sit there and you listen, and it's always has a positive impact on the players around him.
See, I found that interesting because on that documentary that was done, The All or Nothing, I don't think it did him any favours, you know, when it showed some of the footage in the dressing room, that I don't think he came across as the way you're describing the impact. It just looked like he was shouting a lot and it wasn't particularly articulate or coherent. So what were the kind of messages then? I know you're saying he was being positive or he was giving it to the right individuals. What was it that stands out for you?
I think with me, he's always been positive, you know. Even when I wasn't performing well in certain moments, he's always tried to be positive with me personally. But first and foremost, he is a leader in that dressing room for Tottenham. To be honest, I've not seen the documentary, so I can't really speak about that. But with Harry, is again, when he speaks, you listen. Simple as that. And you go back to, he says the right things at the perfect times. Even when I play with him for England, he's so passionate. You know, he's passionate for Tottenham. He wants to win. You know, he is a winner. And he sets high standards, and he wants you to follow those standards. And yeah, I don't doubt him for that.
And I think you can really judge people in times of challenge rather than in times of success. We had, I don't know whether you've listened to this one, but Jordan Henderson came on High Performance and he spoke about when they lost the Europa League final in Jurgen's sort of early years at Liverpool. And he said they were in a nightclub after the game, and obviously everyone's down because they just lost the final, and Jurgen goes, right, on the dance floor now, I want everyone dancing in 10 minutes. And obviously Jordan is going, why on earth would we want to dance? This is, an awful night. And Jurgen says, no, there's two things. A, you've got to the final of a European competition. Very few footballers get that. You need to celebrate. He said, secondly, this is the start of something amazing. Like, let's celebrate the fact that we're on this journey together. What happened in the aftermath of your Champions League?
The same.
Final defeat. Really?
No, yeah. We I can remember after it, we just, again, obviously everyone's disappointed and down that obviously we lost the Champions League final, but we all just went back to the hotel where we were staying. All the families was there. And yeah, we just, obviously it's a tough moment, of course it is, but you go back to see your family, players go and see the children, and yeah, they just have, a couple of drinks, food, and obviously the season's ended, and then the families, players just go away on the holidays. But going back to Hendo as well, he's another, proper captain.
Proper leader, yeah. What did Maurizio say? Do you remember in the dressing room afterwards what he said that was pertinent and sticks in the memory?
Not really, to be honest with you, because in that moment, probably, I knew my time was up then anyway.
Really? Why?
No, I knew probably 2 months before that my time was probably coming to an end at Tottenham anyway. So for me, it was just more about those certain moments during the second half of the season. I weren't performing well anyway. I knew that.
Yeah.
I was struggling with my groin when I needed surgery, which I had done when I was in Madrid. But yeah, I don't think he really said much, to be honest, the manager, after the game. It was just, yeah, we, obviously were down, everyone was quiet, of course, and we just got out of the stadium as quickly as possible.
And how did you know that your time at Spurs was coming to an end?
Just obviously football, it's a small world, isn't it? You hear things from people, and people who I know and who I trust, and yeah, this is football,
What you got the message that you're not in Maurizio's plans? Is that?
No, it weren't in his plans, but it was just more maybe my time was coming to an end where they might wanted to sell me, or. But listen, players come and go, managers come and go. This is football, I didn't dwell about it when I heard about certain things. Maybe some of them weren't really true. Maybe they were.
Would you mind sharing what they were?
Yeah, I think I was certain that there was true. But this is football. I still tried to give 110% for my last few weeks. But again, players come and go, managers come and go, and this is football.
See, but that really interests me, because I think that in life in general, in any culture, that like the way that you're inducted or the way you enter a culture is important, but also the way you exit it is important for other people that see it. Like have you been handled fairly? Have you been treated with respect and dignity and all those other factors? And you were describing really powerfully the man management of someone like Maurizio and how you had that relationship and they could tell you the truth. And yet I'm surprised that the ambiguity around this exit of hearing rumours rather than somebody coming and having that kind of honest conversation with you.
Yeah, but I think from obviously the media was speculating a lot at the time and stuff like that, and when I weren't performing well, and I've said that plenty of times, my last few months at Tottenham I wasn't, and obviously hearing things, it didn't help, of course it didn't, but I tried to block it out. But again, it wasn't the right time to speak to anybody, the manager or the club, because was going through such a big moment in the club's history. We had City at the time, and then Ajax, and then obviously the final. So it was just more about, okay, no problem, I'll just come back in pre-season and then just have a chat with the manager and see what things are going.
Hey guys, it's Jake here. Listen, before you go, please do me just one favour. Hit subscribe. It makes such a difference to us. The more subscribers we get, then the bigger the channel becomes. The bigger the channel becomes, the bigger the names we can attract and the more impact we can have for you. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe right now.